asylum seeker. It's your immigration Moses, welcoming you to another journey towards your promised land. Here we part the waters of confusion, clear the deserts of misinformation, and guide you through the wilderness of immigration challenges. Together, we'll explore pathways, share inspiring stories, and deliver powerful insights that will illuminate your road ahead. So buckle up, stay hopeful, and let's make your immigration dreams a reality.
We just touched on an overview of a family-based petition. The other route is through employment-based green cards, right? That's another pathway to permanent residency, which is through employment. So employment-based green cards are categorized into several different preference levels based on the type of work and qualifications of the applicant. For instance, the EB1 category is for individuals with extraordinary abilities, such as researchers or multinational executives. The EB2 category is for professionals with advanced degrees or those with exceptional abilities in specific fields, right? Then there's the EB3 category, which includes skilled workers and other professionals. Most employment-based green cards require a job offer from a U.S. employer and, of course, a labor certification, which I touched on at the beginning, which ensures that no qualified U.S. worker is available to fill that specific position. That's another way of trying to preserve the workforce in the U.S. This part of the process can be a little bit complex. That's why sometimes you might need help, as it involves the Department of Labor certifying that hiring a foreign worker would not adversely affect wages or working conditions for U.S. workers. Employment-based green cards usually make sure one of the things that would help you to be successful when you go through that employment-based green card route is just make sure your prospective employer understands the labor certification process, which is one of the things that actually causes a lot of headaches for people as well, because the employer has certain things, certain requirements they have to meet and adhere to before they can even move forward with filing for the labor certification or even filing an I-140 for the employment-based. And this process for labor certification can be a little bit challenging and time-consuming. So working with an experienced immigration attorney or accredited representative, or of course, your immigration Moses, can also be incredibly helpful for navigating this process. It's important to remember, though, that any inaccuracies or missed deadlines can result in significant delays in the processing of your case. So that is just a snippet of the employment-based process. So now to the Diversity Visa Lottery Program. It's a unique pathway to a green card. So each year, the U.S. government issues about, let's say, 50,000 green cards through this program to individuals from countries with historically low rates of immigration to the U.S. The application process is relatively simple compared to other green card pathways, but winning the lottery doesn't guarantee a green card. And this part is one of the things that I would re-emphasize and I'll reiterate. Winning the lottery doesn't guarantee a green card. You still need to meet all eligibility requirements and complete the application process. And there are people who've won the lottery but couldn't get green cards because they didn't meet those eligibility requirements. So there are several tips that I can give you. I'll just hint on a few of them here for you. The Diversity Visa Lottery Program, the key to success with this DV program is timing and accuracy. From my experience, the entry period is limited, so it's crucial to submit your application within that designated window. Okay. Make sure to double check all information before submitting, as errors can disqualify your entry. So if you are successful and you're selected, respond promptly to all follow-up instructions and gather all necessary documentation to move forward in the processing of your case. So there are different ways for you to be able to get your green card. There's the adjustment of status that happens in country in the US. And then there's a consular process, which happens overseas. Once you qualify for a green card, you will need to decide whether to apply through adjustment of status or consular processing. Adjustment of status is for those already in the US on a valid visa. Remember that, on a valid visa. So you have to show proof that you made a legal entry into the country. There might be some exceptions here and there, but that's a very minuscule percentage. And there's certain criteria you have to meet to be able to overcome that burden of making a legal entry into the US. Allowing transition to permanent residency without leaving the country. That's key when it comes to making your adjustment in country. Once you file your application for adjustment of status in country, you can't leave or you have abandoned that specific green card application. A lot of people fail to understand this, and sometimes even lawyers don't understand this, and they give people wrong information. On the other hand, consular processing is for those applying from outside the US, requiring them to complete their application through a US embassy or consulate. Each of these approaches has its own set of steps, and choosing the right one depends on your current situation. That's why we need to know what your current situation is and the specifics of your case to be able to help you to navigate the proper path. So as always, lean on Diaspora Asset Management for all your immigration needs, and your immigration Moses is always here for you to guide you through the journey. So there are several common pitfalls that you might want to avoid when it comes to this process. And one of the biggest pitfalls in applying for a green card is failing to provide accurate information or missing key deadlines. I'm telling you, I've seen numerous cases delayed or denied due to simple errors, whether it's an inaccurate address or missing a crucial deadline. So just make sure you always double check every document and don't hesitate to seek professional guidance if needed. So the process can be lengthy and involves multiple stages, so staying organized is essential. Remember that. That's why at the beginning when I talk to you, when somebody comes and they tell you, oh, my case took 3 months to process. Why is your case taking almost 2 years? Each case is different. And some locations process things faster because they're smaller than others. So there are a lot of factors that go into play when it comes to processing for green cards. So just in closing on this specific segment, obtaining a permanent residency in the US is a significant milestone. And while the process can be complex, it's certainly achievable with the right information and preparation. Whether you're applying through family, employment, the DVLottery program, or any other basis, understanding each step and avoiding common pitfalls will help set you up for success. So in our next episode, we'll discuss what happens after you obtain your green card, how to maintain your status, what rights you have, and how you can eventually become a US citizen. And as always, remember, if you have any questions or topics you would like me to cover in future episodes, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Remember, as always, this is a journey that we are on together. So if you have any questions, drop them into the comment section. I read those every day. And when we come back to the next episode, I'll answer as many questions as I can answer for that episode, and then we'll move forward to the next one. If new questions come up, we'll address those as they come along. But understand, always connect with us. Diaspora Asset Management, so DAM, always connect with us for all your immigration needs. We're here to help you. We're here to work for you to make sure that your legal status is not in jeopardy. Thanks for being on this journey with us, and I look forward to us collaborating next time.